Man, I guess I really never understood the power that comes with holding a bow in your hand. I've spent all of my life chasing animals across the country, and until that day, I'm walking out, and God had just painted this beautiful sunset right in front of me. I just arrowed the biggest buck of my life, and it just all came to me. You'll never truly understand that power and that feeling until you have that moment in nature with God. You're looking at all this in front of you and taking it in. I mean, that feeling, it's untouchable. I mean, it really can't be put into words. Kind of down here in the bottom, we've got a pretty large patch of timber behind us. Right on the other side of that timber is ag. So we got crop field planted over there. We've got a creek that runs through this bottom. So we've got water close.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord. I had put in so much work to these deer. We just finished the story.
Growing up, I was raised in a hunting, fishing, outdoors family. Every chance we got, we were fishing, hunting, managing the farms. We had a farm up in northern Missouri my whole life growing up as a young kid, and I pretty much sat on my dad's lap through everything. Building food plots, cutting trails, whatever it may have been. That's all I knew. It was a life that we all enjoyed living. It was a way that we spent time together, quality time, made all those memories, and they're still some of my fondest memories of my childhood. I spent a lot of time with my dad growing up. We got really close. We always shared the same passion. He instilled that passion into me, and that burning passion that still lives on today. It's taken me everywhere in life. Everything that I've done up to this point in my career has been built around the outdoors, and I'm very thankful for that. So that passion that was instilled in me took me to University of Central Missouri. I studied agricultural business. I kind of thought I was going to go into the farming side of things and or forestry side of things. It was all connected, and halfway through college I started a media company, photography, videography, doing a lot of marketing for some of my clients, and I never finished my college degree. I didn't feel that it was the right place for me. I was at the point where I'd rather make money than spend it. So I took off and I ran with it. It was a scary jump for me, but to this day it's been one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Over the years building this business, I got to travel all across the country, filming for some of the best bow hunters in the world. It took me to a lot of cool places. So summer of 2023 rolls around, and I've got an offer from a big hunting show to move up to Iowa, and that was a scary thing for me. My whole life was based around family. I was very, very close with them, just a very home-oriented person, and I made the jump. I moved up here. I filmed and I worked for a couple months, and the place I was at just wasn't the right fit. But I had met my girlfriend Rochelle at the time, and I ended up staying up here. So, you know, we've got a house together here in southern Iowa now, and I'm in some of the best deer hunting country in the whole entire world, you know. They call our area, you know, the Jurassic Park for whitetails. So super blessed to be surrounded by all this, and man, it's just, it's been a blessing. So I think my biggest disconnect in life has been, you know, where's home, and finding that home feeling. I spent most of my career living on the road, you know. These fishing shows, these hunting shows, everything I produced has kept me traveling. It's kept me away from where my home is at the time. And I guess figuring out that one thing that always brought me back, and the place where I could always feel at home, you know, that was my biggest challenge, was finding that. And from the time I was young, you know, holding a bow in my hand, that has carried through, you know, through passion and through dedication. And bow hunting has been that place for me. It's filled the void, it's filled the disconnect, you know. There's not many things in life that you can go anywhere in the world and feel at home because of a certain act, right? So bow hunting has been that for me. It's led me to some amazing places. It's just every time I hold that bow in my hand, it's all those memories flood back in. You know, hunting with my dad, working on the farms. That's the home feeling, and that's what we all chase. You know, it's never about the kill. It's never about the harvest. It's, you know, everything leading up to that point, and why you do it. Finding the why has been the thing that I've enjoyed most about this sport and this industry. Ready? All right, guys, it is October 1st, opening day of bow season. Me and Rochelle are here at one of our southern Iowa farms. We've been working on this farm and watching it all summer. You can see we have short sleeves on. It's actually 90 degrees right now, but we're hunting a buck named Ballsy that he was just here last night when it was still 90 degrees, just a few minutes before shooting light. So we're gonna go climb in a tree. It doesn't feel like we should be hunting, but Ballsy was here last night, hitting our scrape, and we're sitting 25 yards from it. So I don't know. We'll see if he does it again. We're gonna get in the stand.
Go sweat our balls off.
Go ahead.
From the beginning.
Yep.
It's opening day. We just got up here in our stands and sprayed down with scent thief. We're ready and waiting and sweating our butts off already. He comes over here to this scrape every night, so hopefully he'll show up. For what? Oh, yeah. Ready for some damn AC. I think that's why I like turkeys more. It's because you can actually, like, move. You don't just sit. Do you hear that? What was the one behind us?
So here we are, 2024. You know, my girlfriend and I've got our house here in Iowa. She's really, you know, she's my rock. You know, she's the one that I spend all my time with, and she's introduced me to the people that I'm now friends with here. But man, it's been a pretty lonely road. I mean, leaving home, leaving all your friends and family, everything you ever known, just, you know, dropping it and coming to a new place is challenging. You know, luckily I did it in a spot where my passion lives all around me. We're in one of the heaviest populated wildlife parts of the country here, and it's been beautiful. It's been a challenge finding places to hunt. I've had some good connections for people that I've met up here, and I've got some pretty awesome farms to hunt. And I knew in 2024 I had to set my foot in the door. Break into this Iowa whitetail deal. I didn't know much about it. It's a lot different ground than what I've been hunting in Missouri. Growing up, all I ever knew was hardwood timber, and lots of it. And here in Iowa, we don't have that. It's a lot more sparse parcels of timber. We've got a lot of ditches, a lot of ag, and those large tracts of timbers just don't exist. So breaking down, deer movement has been a challenge, but it's been a super fun one. I knew I had to start off on the right foot and, etch the stone of, this is where I want to live and I want to be successful here. Really slows you down.
Kaboom, kabang. Fresh batteries in the Tacticam.
So I wasted no time. I got some permission on some killer farms. We got right in there. I was putting in countless hours this summer, working on the farms. Building food plots, cutting accesses, setting up blinds, running trail cameras, and I was pretty blessed. I was shocked to have the deer that I had, in the first year, and to say the least, I was excited. I was going to have the opportunity to hunt some of the biggest deer of my life. It's just, Iowa is a whole nother world of deer, man. I mean, body size, antler mass. It's crazy how much of a different world it is than where I grew up in Missouri. And gosh, I was excited.
All right, guys, we're here at the farm, getting ready to pack in. Got a bunch of gear, obviously. We're gonna go hang a full set here, so I'm like beyond excited. It's funny, we've actually been talking to people today that are like, man, we ain't getting any of our bucks on camera. Like, it's just been so hot. Can't get them on camera. We don't know where they are. They're out in the beans, living in the corn. We're just super blessed, I guess, to have the situation we're in right now. These bucks are hitting the scrape every night in front of our cameras. They're big bucks at that. Closing in on the area, this timber draw right here is kind of what we're hunting. So we think he's bedding from either point A right here to my left, from point B back to the other side of the farm on that fence line. So he travels this ditch and he's got scrapes all up and down it. So we just made one more mock scrape, 10 yards from the stand. It looks a little dry. I used to be a long jumper in high school.
Yeah, man, first week of the season, towards the end of the first week, I had a deer daylighting. It was a deer I called Freak Show, and he was there every night. It's 80, 90 degrees during the day, and this deer was hitting scrapes, a mock scrape, every single night in the same time, same spot. It blew my mind. He was just really trying to establish dominance in this area, and he didn't care how warm it was. So needless to say, we moved in on him, and we climbed out for an evening hunt.
All right, guys, it is October 4th. Smoked him. Alright guys, I just put an arrow through Freak Show. Stands right here behind me. He was standing right in here somewhere. It's about a 15-yard shot, but I'm also 36 feet up in this tree, so I had a pretty good down angle. Well, I have a feeling I didn't make an exit because he's not bleeding yet, because I shot straight down on him, so my guess is maybe it got stuck in his sternum or his ribs because he's not bleeding. But I lost sight of him like right at the edge of these beans, and it looked like he was about to crash. So I stopped here to wait for you guys. But if I didn't make an exit, he's not going to bleed is a problem, unless he fills all the way up and comes out like the top of his back, you know.
Yeah.
So
Placement looked good though, as far as.
yes, yeah, front to back, yeah. And I mean, it's so straight down. If it was behind his shoulder, it should have smoked everything from that high.
You know, bow hunting provides a lot of challenges. You know, we've all run into them. We've all faced it, you know, head on. And you don't always make a clean kill, and it breaks us. You know, all we want to do is be ethical and make that clean kill. But sometimes the situation provided, it's just not possible, you know. You gotta move on. You gotta keep your head on straight and not give up. And these times, it's pretty easy to give up, you know. I've been there. I was pretty low, pretty beat down, but man, I knew there was other deer on the farm, shooter deer at that, and I just had to keep grinding. Well, man, we hunted through the rut. It was very weird year. Didn't have a lot of rut activity. Abnormally warm temperatures throughout the whole entire November, really. We had some minor cold fronts come through, but man, it was just a challenge. The deer weren't moving how they should be. They weren't, you know, they were still holding daylight movement, which is unusual for this time of year, and so we had to figure them out, man. I spent a lot of times on the farm scouting and tracking and moving tacticams around, trying to figure out what these deer were doing. I mean, I knew they had to be moving in daylight somewhere, and it was just a matter of figuring out how they were doing it. So,
all right, guys, it's November 15th. It is 60 degrees outside. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting on the computer working, trying to get caught up and selling some real estate. Just got pictures of the biggest buck on the farm. It's Godsend. He come through standing beam plot at 6:45 this morning, and I was so tempted to just climb in the tree because I knew he was in there. I should have done it. He just come back by about 15 minutes ago, mouth open, he's rutting. And he's walking onto the farm, towards the center of the farm. I'm hauling butt over there. I don't know if it's early enough. I don't know if I can beat him to the stand. I'm trying to figure out what to do, but I'm gonna try to get there in glass and see if I can see him first, so at least I know how not to bump him and maybe where I can get to. Alright guys, it is November 15th. We're sitting in our rhino's blind. We're tucked in here because this morning, the buck we call Godsend, it's the giant framed 8-pointer. He went into this bedding area at about 6:45, so daylight this morning, which was unfortunate. I mean, I wish I was in the stand. So I know, you know, we're in the right spot, but I'm just afraid he's gonna find a hot doe before then, so I don't know. It's a ballsy move. It's exciting. I mean, I'm hoping he just comes back through here in the next hour or two once he checks all these ditches up to the north, and he maybe comes back to bed down. I mean, it's warm. He's not going to be wanting to run miles and miles today looking for a doe. I got a feeling he's going to stay true to his core area. It's the third day that he's been in here, so we're going to sit tight for a while and see what happens, but we'll keep you guys posted. a giant. I just put an arrow in him. I don't know where Well, guys, we're headed back to the truck. We just backed out. I just arrowed the biggest buck of my life. I put an arrow in him. It's getting a little bit dark. I don't know exactly where it hit, but when he turned, I could see that only about half of my arrow went in. So I'm hoping maybe I just put it right in the pump station and it's sticking in his offside shoulder. But there's really no telling. I didn't hear him run that far. He ran, I watched him, I lost him. And then I didn't hear anything, so I'm hoping he went down. And about a minute to 90 seconds after I shot, I could hear some rustling, so hopefully it's him on the ground. But boys, our phone's dead. We're headed to the truck to charge that. We're gonna call the family, we're gonna call Rochelle, get some people out here. We'll probably give them a couple hours just to be safe, and get back in here and look for him. So we're headed to the truck now. We're gonna review the footage. I did my best, on getting it on film. So we're gonna go check it out and see how it looks. But man, what an experience. Giant 8-pointer. I'm just super ecstatic, and I tell you what, God painted one for me tonight. I'm hoping it's a good sign for what's to come. Check this out.
I still remember vividly to this day that feeling I had walking out. I mean, it was something surreal. This is that moment that I talked about, previously, and it had me in tears. I mean, I couldn't even hold them back, getting back to the truck. My phone was dead. I had no other connection to the world except that sunset that God had painted in front of me, and I knew He is watching over me. I mean, I had been struggling up to this point, and it had been a tough year. Not even just on a hunting side, just business-wise. Running my businesses, trying to restart things here in Iowa, and financially, I was struggling. And God always has a plan for us. He's watching over me that day, and I got back to the truck and called my dad, and I called Rochelle. They couldn't be happier, and it's just it's those moments, man, carrying a bow in your hand after what you just did, and it's like, this is it, this is why we participate in this sport. This is why we put in all the time and hours and effort into these deer, and a lot of money, man. It will pay off if it hasn't yet. That passion that burns inside of you is going to live through, and it's going to pay off one day.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy cow. Stiff as a hammer. Look at this freaking deer. Oh my gosh. Come on, get this down. Oh my goodness.
Where I am.
Dude. Look at the freaking timeline. And an absolute brute, dude. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord. I have been waiting for this freaking day, guys. Oh, I don't even know what to say. This has been one of the toughest seasons I've ever had. It's my first season ever really hunting in Iowa, and I have put in so much work to these deer. Pre-season, all summer, just literally everything. I mean, I've been putting in all day sits. I hunted 13 days in a row. All day sits, just never giving up. You know, I shot a deer on this farm early season. Another big 8 that I never found, and you know, it broke me. I just never gave up. I knew there was more big deer out here, and this is proof of it right here. This is Godsend, a buck I've had pictures of all summer. I got a lot of history with him this year. Got to watch him grow from nubs, and we just finished the story. My first Iowa buck, and he's a freaking dandy, man. I cannot be more thankful. Guys.
You okay?
Yeah, let me talk to Dad.
Hey.
I got him, Dad.
Did you?
Yeah. He was dead in 2 minutes, man. Blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I double lunged him. He didn't go 80 yards.
How far did the arrow go in?
Every bit of 12 to 14 inches.
Okay.
Dude, he's a freaking brute.
Oh,
I mean, the biggest body deer I've ever killed.
huh.
He's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll send you some pictures. I'll let you go back to sleep. I just thought
Okay.
I'd tell you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well, enjoy.
all right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Holy cow, dude. I cannot believe it, man.
Man, I can't express how surreal this has all been. You know, I'm living in a new place. I just killed the biggest buck of my life. I got to share it with my friends, and I got to share it with all you guys. I mean, this has been a lifelong dream of mine to create these films and, dude, just live out this moment. I mean, sharing all these experiences and with my friends and my dad, you know, how special that call was. It don't get any better than that. I mean, I could be 1,000 miles away and this had happened to me, and I know in that moment I'm at home. I mean, this is what I was born to do. It's just, there ain't nothing better. I was put on this earth to hold a bow in my hand and tell these stories and, you know, help other people do the same, you know. Whether it's through, you know, my video work for other people and expressing their passions to their people. I mean, it's all comes full circle, you know. It's the industry that we have in front of us is full of opportunities. And, you know, it's a challenge to find sometimes your purpose in life and what you're passionate about doing, and finding a career that allows you to live your life deliberately, you know. Not suffering every day and dreading going to work. I mean, I pray that nobody has to go through that, you know. I wish that everybody could find, you know, what they truly love to do and live it out to the full extent, because it just doesn't get any better, man. I cannot wait for the day. I pray for the day that I get to raise kids in this world and introduce them to this sport, and hopefully pass that tradition and that passion on to them that, you know, my dad and my grandfather passed down to me. It's just it's a family tradition, and if you can have that thing in your family that allows you to spend time together and create memories and bond, you know, that's the deal, you know. Yeah.